Open message to Max B. Max B is a rapper who was sentenced 70 years in prison and was recently released because his sentence was commuted. Why is this relevant? This is relevant because as an OG from the Harlem, Bronx area, if any of us makes it out of that trap and survive, for an individual who went through prison systems for a lifetime, anybody that makes it out of that system, it is our duty to cheer them on. And it is our duty to make sure that they don't have certain pitfalls that are in front of them that they may be blinded to. So this open message is to Max B simply because it's my duty. So Max, when you were sitting in that cage, denied simple privileges, there was times that you was on that bed wishing you can just go into your fridge, pop something that you wanted to pop, drink something you wanted to drink, eat something you wanted to eat. You fantasized about this. When everybody asks you what you really want to do, you used to say the simple things. I just want to be able to eat with my family and sit down and have Christmases and Thanksgivings and graduations and attend funerals. When you were in that cage, you had people who cannot relate to your lifestyle, who are not smarter than you, who are not stronger than you, who are not more experienced than you, trying to take complete domination of your life. When you was behind those bars and you had to go to sick call and went to that hospital and knew that they were experimenting with you every single time. You go on with a flu and you hear that somebody died because they gave them the wrong medication, and oh well. When you sat around lifers who was miserable and decided instead of killing themselves, they was just going to go in the yard and kill somebody today. You survived all of that. The other side of who survived all of that were your children, who kept saying to all other children, my daddy, my daddy, my daddy, my daddy. Will my daddy come home? 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 Your children said that their entire lives. Then there's the parents who prayed and prayed and prayed and begged and cried and weep and sat in trial, sat at sentencing, sat at you going into intake, sat at you going through receptions, sat through all of these travels that you had to go all over the world, back and forth, or throughout the country during your incarceration, and they hopped on planes, trains, automobiles, and buses to come see you. And lastly, your wife. Here's a woman who every night prayed for her husband to come home, who all her friends said, you stupid. All you're going to do is come home and leave you. He wasn't thinking about you when he was out here. All she heard was criticism. But she signed up to be an ally, to be a soldier, to be a trooper, to be by your side, not only through thick and thin, but through extreme nothing. You had nothing to offer but your spirit, your soul, your words, and your love behind a cage. Every time you went on that visit, you had to perform. You couldn't break down. She came up there to be recharged so she can deal with what's going on out here. What she did with her body while she was out here does not matter while you was in there. Who she associated while she was out here does not matter while you was in there. What matters is that she found the time. Listen to this part. This is the part that's really important. She found the time to stop doing what she was doing, to wake up 3, 4 in the morning, to get dressed, to get herself together, maybe get her kids together, to hop on a bus, train, plane, or automobile, to come travel to see you, to be stripped, searched sometimes, to go through scrutiny, agony, and disrespect by prison guards who don't have a life and don't even know what life is outside of the little farm that they grew up on. She endured all of that to make sure her man, her husband, was all right. She understood that if I don't come up here on a regular basis, they might kill him. They need to know that he has family who loves him and they will not treat him a certain way. Because if he's loved like this, that means there's going to be consequences. She was commandeering. She made sure you had money on your books when all these guys that's hugging you and bringing you gifts now and acting like they was your buddy forgot all about you. She was enduring times where she had to satisfy your sexual urges, knowing hers would never be satisfied until you were home. Now, you have the culmination of all these things. I need you to know your life is no longer just yours. Your life belongs to those children too. That wife, your parents, your family, and your homie that held it down. He was there for you. He or they got on trips of plane, trains, and automobiles to come check for you. Your whole spirit lit up when they came on a visit and told you stories. When they answered your emails or picked up the phone and you know you could call and get a three-way to somebody. They did that time too. Everybody I named was incarcerated because you was incarcerated. Now, as a black man in America, once you've been incarcerated, it's so easy to put you back there. That's what I need you to think about every day. I don't need you to get sidetracked with the razzle-dazzle and the distractions, all the people who have plans for you that's not according to your plan. I don't need you to lose focus. When it comes to your wife, you need to look her in her face and tell her there's a difference between loyalty and being faithful. I am loyal to you. All my sweat, my effort, and my finances is going to you. Everything I'm trying to build is going to you. Asking me to be monogamous is impossible. I've been incarcerated for years. I have not had certain sensations and certain things I have not had a chance to do. And quite frankly, as my wife, I get tired of sleeping with you at times. And I know that I'm going to slip. But this is what you have to understand. There's not going to be no new babies, no diseases, or no heartache, or no drama. Because that does not keep you focused and going according to plan. What I'm begging you, Max B, is to set a regiment and order of operations now, and to have OGs like me around you who don't need no jewelry, who don't need no pay, no cash, no Instagram pictures with everybody else, but simply be able to say, before you make this move, this is what you should do. I've said it time and time again. LeBron James has coaches. Michael Jordan to this day has coaches, has advisors, has a board of directors. Anybody who somebody had a core team that was able to guide them and simply did their job. They didn't need to have to be loyal and be willing to risk their life, because this is legitimacy now. You are a legitimate business in a legitimate business that discusses and profits off of narratives of crime. You are not a criminal anymore. Be legit. Be a businessman. Be focused. Be able to get out the way. Come on down to Miami. Come on down to Florida. Go get you some land. Make a lot of investments. Make sure everything is in a trust. Make sure all your business activities and spending habits go through your incorporation so you can write it off. Make sure your wife is given the world, because she's not going to know how to handle your success. She's not going to know how to see you fly. She thinks you're going to fly away. Her insecurities are going to get the worst of her. But you just still got to take care of her, even if y'all decide to separate. From an OG to a younger guy, Max B, I'm begging you, and anybody else like you, to hear this message and use that bird game to fly right.